Rest in peace, Gravity Falls. Don't color this book, it's cursed. You may not have been the most popular or incredible Gravity Falls book, but you were great nonetheless, and to me, you will always be one of the best. So, if you own this book, cherish it well, because we are now the owners of a never to again be made Gravity Falls book. Well, this is a video I never thought I'd be making, but also one that I'm glad to be making. Back in 2022, I made a video talking about the old Gravity Falls coloring book, Don't Color This Book, It's Cursed. In it, I mentioned that the book was seemingly discontinued with sellers no longer listing it as available to buy, and it also was removed from Disney Book's own website listing on official Gravity Falls books available. In the nearly 2 years since, that's more or less been the case, with the coloring book joining a small but very grim list of Gravity Falls books that no longer were made. However, it seems that the tides have turned, and Don't Color This Book is about to make one massive comeback.
I thought you were dead.
My death was greatly exaggerated.
To give you a quick refresher, Don't Color This Book, It's Cursed was made by Emi Cicerega with illustrations by Stephanie Ramirez and released on July 18th, 2017, just over a month after Journal 3 Special Edition came out and a few days after Alex Hirsch announced Lost Legends at D23. It was a brand new GF book in the sense that it had new art to color in that wasn't just black and white screenshots like bootleg Gravity Falls books would make or something cheap that Disney would have done on their own. And it also had a little story in it too that fans could follow along to as they colored it in. It also had some interesting lore revelations in it, like Mabel's favorite color being purple, the twins having apparently a chocolate addiction bad enough that they refer to it as nature's brown crayon, a glimpse into Seuss's diary courtesy of Zabulita, Dipper being a lot stinkier than we initially feared, and Mabel's various matchmaking ideas, of which of course everyone just remembers the one Dipsifica mention in it. Also on the book at the end of it was a QR code that, if before 2018 scanned by only Gravity Falls fans in the US, would take you to a page on Disney XD's now defunct website where you'd be able to listen to Seusscast, a 4-minute long podcast made by Seuss where he interviews Grunkle Stan. It's still available on YouTube if you want to listen to it, as GF fans recognize that there are some of us who don't live within the US that would probably want to hear it too. I also own 2 copies of the coloring book myself, one in mint condition and the other that's colored in. But sadly, since 2022, it was discontinued for unknown reasons, though I speculate it had something to do with perhaps a combination of poor sales and also it being maybe more expensive to publish compared to what it's worth. Then again, that's just my personal guess. However, I was recently made aware that there's been a new listing on Amazon that may indicate that it's coming back. A huge thank you to Krissy, who let me know about this over on the Mystery Shack Lookback podcast server, which is a great podcast by the way, and you should definitely listen to it and be ready for some cool stuff coming up from them soon. Hint hint, wink wink. Anyways, Krissy noticed that the coloring book had a new listing up on Amazon that previously was not, and it seemed that others on Reddit noticed it too. As she put it, it seemed the store page was released on the same day as well. Once I saw it, I checked the Amazon listing and sure enough, it seemed to be real and was up on both the US and Canadian Amazon sites that I use. So naturally, I then checked the former sellers for the book, those being Barnes & Noble and Chapters Indigo here in Canada. And sure enough, they all had the book listed on there again too. In reading the details, it all seemed to be the same. The same number of pages as the original book, Emi was still the listed author, Stephanie was still the listed illustrator, the name of the book matched, everything. The only difference I saw was the ISBN differing from the original coloring book. Also, the description was slightly different, with a bold sentence at the top now saying, geared towards young adults and adults, this magical coloring book features themes and characters from Gravity Falls. Also, I noticed that the price was higher because, of course it would be. As you can see here, the original book sold on Indigo was $13.99 Canadian, and the new one will now go for $17.99 Canadian. Alex Hirsch was right with this segment in Lost Legends. Now, it doesn't appear as of yet that Disney Books' website itself has listed the book, so perhaps it will be updated soon. I'm also somewhat intrigued by why, as of writing this video, a cover has not been posted yet. I mean, if it's just a re-release of the original coloring book, then why not post the original cover so that fans would know about this and know that it's legit? Some have therefore speculated that this may be implying that the coloring book is not just being re-released, but also updated with perhaps a slightly newer cover with some kind of probably new content inside too of it, hence the fact that it'll be coming out in May of 2025 instead of maybe a few months later to capitalize on the GF resurgence. And that too is also why I suspect the book is being re-released. Perhaps Disney has seen the popularity spike for Gravity Falls post-bookability release and have decided that it may be good to republish these old books for the show that were discontinued, and also maybe, fingers crossed, maybe see if they can get Alex to make more books too. Of course, it's still probably way too early to speculate on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if this book's return is a step in that direction. If you want my personal guess, this listing is legit. I'd be more skeptical if it was just on Amazon, but it being on Barnes & Nobles and Indigo too has me certain that the coloring book is indeed coming back. And for me, that's personally amazing and probably something for many other fans too. It's great to hear. Don't Color this book, while not the biggest or flashy Gravity Falls book with the most new lore in it or new content that fans would probably be waiting and really excited to see, was still a very fun little book that was a favorite for many of us, myself included. It holds a special place in my heart too, as excluding Journal 3 special editions released a month before, this was the first new Gravity Falls book to release after I first watched the show and joined the fandom, and in turn, was the first new GF book I ended up buying. It's a fun little book that I feel anyone who owns it will love, and probably many would also be happy to own it as well. To me, not every GF book needs to be some major lore revelation or crazy story that advances the plot or anything like that. Sometimes it's fine to just have a little fun book that is a little fun Gravity Falls self-contained story. And, maybe one little book with some goofy illustrations in it too, like this book was. Plus, in that sense, it's a Gravity Falls book for all fans. Younger fans can find joy in coloring it and using it as a traditional coloring book, while older fans can have fun reading the little story in it and checking out all the fun new illustrations within it. Also, let's be real, even older Gravity Falls fans will probably have fun coloring in it, because if you hate coloring books, then you're probably the kind of person even Molly McGee, with Mabel's help, would deem as unable to be amplified. Yeah, there we go. We got the obligatory Ghost and Molly McGee mention in the video like I did in the last one too. Anyways, point is, Don't Color this book was great, and I was really sad to see it discontinued. Seeing it return as probably a result of the Book of Bill's success has me cautiously optimistic about the future of Gravity Falls books-wise. I hope it's a sign of new books to come rather than one last hurrah for the show. Normally I'd be okay with that, but with the combined popularity of Gravity Falls again and the fandom's passion back at it, I think it would be insane of Disney to not try and capitalize on it. I mean, let's be real, our expectations should be low when it comes to the mouse, but I also hope I'm proven wrong in this case, because being proven wrong in this case means that Gravity Falls fans have more books to read and get excited over. It's a win-win. And, who knows, maybe once Alex Hirsch's Netflix deal ends and he can legally make new content on other networks, including Disney, maybe it'll be time to dust off that old Seagrunkle script a little over again. But, then again, that's just speculation. I don't want to get you over hopeful for something unless Alex Hirsch says so himself. Remember, at the end of the day, the only person that you should trust as a source for Gravity Falls content in terms of new Gravity Falls content is Alex Hirsch himself. Unless he says it, don't believe it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The Gravity Falls coloring book is coming back on May 6th, 2025, so I'll leave the pre-order links in the description below, and if you want to pre-order it and get ready to own the Gravity Falls coloring book in 2025, go ahead, do it. It's a great book, like I said. It's like, again, it's not like any major lore aspects to it, but it's still a fun little book, and I think any fan will enjoy reading it. So be sure to check it out if you can. And yeah, that's pretty much it on my end for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope any of you Don't Color this book as Cursed fans who are wanting this book or are happy to see it back will be excited for this news. It's great. But yeah, that's pretty much it on my end. Thanks for watching, and bye.